So I'm going to start out this video by asking a question to all of you, and that is, have you ever experienced a story, a book, a movie, a video game that meant more to you than you can even describe? Like, you just don't even know. You don't understand why it is that thing resonates with you like it does. There's just something kind of transcendent about it, something so special and pure, and it's like it speaks to you on a deep level. For me, that's what the Fire Emblem series has been, and I am so excited for Fire Emblem Engage. My name's in it. I'm so hyped about it, man, and I thought it would be fun, right here at the cusp of the game releasing, we kind of come together and we just get hyped over it, I don't even know if my audience even cares about this at all, but I do. And I just wanted to take this last minute to just talk about my history with the series. I thought that would be kind of a fun way to, just get excited. It's just such a cool feeling, I started playing the Fire Emblem series back in, I think it was 2013. I was only 10 years old at the time when I played it, and I remember vividly that we had lost power at our house, and I went to my older brother who actually owned the game. Like, he had already played Awakening and beat it, finished it. And I went to him and I was like, hey, that one game... Oh, I should back up. Oh, I forgot a detail. Because actually, first, he got the game. And I remember actually watching him play Awakening, like, over his shoulder. And I remember thinking, like, man, that looks so boring. I remember at the time I said, like, what, you don't, like, control the character? Like, they just attack on their own? I'm like, that's weird. So I literally thought it looked kind of boring to me. And I was just like... But so anyways, I lost power, and I asked him, because I was bored out of my mind, and I was like, hey, can I, like, borrow the game and play it on my 3DS? So he let me do it, and my 3DS was dead. So I remember taking my charger to our car, like our van. I plugged it up, and I remember playing Fire Emblem Awakening for the first time in our van. And I remember instantly, starting the game up and just being amazed at how fun the gameplay was off the bat. Because I went into it with low expectations, not expecting much. I was like, this is going to be whatever, But I ended up really liking it. So fast forward, I play it, beat it. I've probably played and beat that game, no joke, close to 20 times. I've not kept track, but at least 12 or 15 times I've played through the whole story. And that's weird, because this is like a lengthy RPG, and it's just like, you don't do that 1-2 times tops, but there was something about this. And so obviously after that, I was so excited about Fire Emblem Birthright. I thought the kind of Japanese aesthetic was really cool, and that's honestly what I wanted to see next, so I came in at the perfect timing. But really, what made this series so special to me, for the longest time I didn't understand it. For the longest time I didn't know what it was about these games. It was something that just, like I said, spoke to me on such a deep level that I didn't even understand what it was. I didn't even know why I liked them so much. Like, it's so weird. It's like I could pick up any game in the series and it would be just the most fun I've ever had. And it would be the most engrossing and just thought-provoking. And that's weird, right? Like, that's weird. But I think I figured it out. After so many years, I think I figured out what it is, the common link between every game in the series that explains why I like it so much, and maybe why it really resonated with me all those years ago. And it comes down to the characters. Now, that might sound kind of basic and like, well, Gage, why didn't you know that to begin with? That's a big part of the series. Follow me a little deeper than just saying the characters are good. And so let me use an example from Awakening to kind of illustrate this point from the beginning for me. I played Awakening and started playing Fire Emblem at a time in my life where I hit that age where everything's new and different and you don't totally feel like you fit in and you're trying to find your place in things. And for me, witnessing the story and the characters and how there were so many different people, like all the characters, even whether deep or not, some of them were, some of them maybe not so much, but every single one of them was different. They were different people. And I think that really spoke to me because it showed me that no matter how different people may seem, sometimes when we come together, we can accomplish so many things. And that is what I believe the reason is for this series just meaning so much to me. Probably no secret to most of the people who know me or watch my content that I do like to bring up Christian unity quite a bit. It's something that's sometimes I feel like it's getting old or I'm annoying people by talking about it, but it is a really big deal to me. And of course, knowing me, I had to slip in a little bit of a Christian angle to this, just because that's kind of the angle I approach things in life. But even from that angle, it's the same thing where, we find every reason to be divided against people that think like we do, like they have the same worldview. And it's just, we miss out on the opportunity to really change the world. And this applies to everything. This applies in a very broad sense. But when we come together, that's what these games, every single one has a huge cast of characters. And every single one shows me the power of unity. And it's just incredible. Like, when I saw the story unfold in Awakening, and Awakening is oftentimes the biggest downside to it is its story not being the strongest. It's kind of in a 3-arc structure, which definitely isn't the strongest setup in the world for a game like this. But to me, it works all right, and the biggest draw of the story and kind of like the single most important aspect is Crom and Robin. They are meant to represent this kind of idealistic view of someone who believes in their companion. And that is just everything. So then obviously later, I played Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and again, it just showed me the depth of all these different people, and that had the added layer of the time skip where these students then grow up and you see who they become as adults. And it's like, man, that's so real. So yeah, I think, in my personal life, relating to the series, it's really impactful for me to see people come together and unify over something that really does help everyone in the end. Today, I feel like we get so easily divided as like a nation, as like a people, community, that now it's like there's no common purpose, no common goal between us. Everyone wants to take this little niche thing and run with it like that's the primary purpose of their entire existence, and there's nothing else. They like to pretend there's nothing else. Because even as like a Christian person, I still respect people's free will to think differently. That people who ultimately won't have the same worldview as me, and that's okay in the sense of we all have our own free will, and I will honor and respect the free will that everyone around me has, just as I would hope they would do that with me. So as a nation, understanding that we're not all, it's not going to be 100% of us having the same worldview, obviously being different, which is great, and it's awesome that we are different people. Then I have to understand that on a national level, and a world level, there needs to be a common purpose. Anyways, I'm getting off a little tangent. You just leave it to me to just not shut up about this stuff. But yeah, so that, just everything about this series, it's just special. It really is, because I don't think that there's really that many games other than Fire Emblem that really give you that same feeling. That's another thing. It goes deep. It goes deeper than just the story. The theme of Unity even plays into the gameplay, because you look at, I mean, obviously there's like the pair-up mechanics in multiple games, but there's also how the characters work. And, you know, everyone has their own stats, and that's kind of representative of what they are strong in. So you'd have like a high defense unit, you know, that guards, or you'd have a high attack unit that goes on the offense, or archers that attack from a range, or magic users, you know, a little bit of versatility there. And it's like, man, that's it, you know, that's it. Because like each of us have different strengths, different skills that we bring to the table. Yes, you could technically solo 3 houses with just Byleth. I watched that video. I don't know who made that video, but shout out to you. You can find it on YouTube. But you could do that, but it's hard. You see what I'm saying? That is so cool. So for me, just like my taste, kind of like what I like, I'm just like, man, that is what I'm talking about. There's nothing like it. And it just means so much to me. But anyways, without being too long-winded in this video and trying to keep the length of it down, I'm gonna end it there as far as the retrospective talk. But yeah, I'm just so hyped for N-Gage. I don't know. I'm kind of doubting it'll end up surpassing Awakening or 3 Houses in my personal mind and like my personal taste. But at the very least, I'm sure it's going to be another really special game to me, because even the weakest entries in the series still have some meaning to me. So with all that being said, y'all let me know. Do you care about this? You know, is this something y'all care about at all? You watching this video right now? And just comment down below. If you have heard of this series, then, you know, tell me about your experience with it. If you've never heard of it, then just, what did you think of the video? But with all that being said, don't forget to engage the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. God bless.